Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Your favorite podcast is Critical Blast.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Dean Zachary, host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham, where we go beyond politics, beyond calculation, and beyond the big two. Join us each and every Wednesday. Don't miss out.
Hi, I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Silverline Wednesday Night Wham, hosted by Scott Wakefield.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Here I am in the misty forests of wonder and imagination with my broken phone. I'm trying to fix my Wi-Fi issues here out in the hinterlands of Western New York. So don't pay attention to me. Let's go down the line. And I've got.
So this is a Tech Talk episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody knows how to resolve my issues with my MacBook Pro, please call in. So let me see. I gotta change my
Do you have a number that somebody can call?
Let's get Scott's number out.
Yes.
Okay, there. I got everybody. So correct me if I'm wrong. I got Tommy, I got Alex, I got Tim, I got Rory, and I got Brent. Is that everybody?
I think so.
Gentlemen. All right. We'll start with the introductions. But first, tonight's topic. So everybody's just on the edge of their seats here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about who we would cast to play characters in our the characters in our stories. If our stories were made into movies or something else like that, and we've opened the whole world of actors, and we're going to allow anything and everything to allow us to have this conversation. And like usual Wednesday nights, we're going to probably stay right on course. It's going to follow a very linear track, and we're going to stay on topic. So that's a joke. We never do that.
You talk.
Get to do that.
Big talk.
At the I'm gonna start here at the end of the line. Brent, why don't you go and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Brent Larson. I am the creator and writer of the Silverline book, Kalis.
And Brent, you're always so quick. What else? Anything else you got going on?
I also lately have been watching a lot of HBO.
Okay.
I go to the gym a lot.
We can tell. We can tell.
Mostly just because it's air conditioned and the theaters aren't open yet. So that's me.
Well, that's probably
keep going if
good.
you want. I work in my lawn a lot these days.
And you know what we don't do. I've noticed we don't tell everybody where we live. I don't mean down to your address. I just a general geographic area.
Dox yourself.
Even
That's right.
Even just a state is fine. So Brent, where are you?
I'm in the state of Florida. So many jokes to make there, but I actually love it here. I live in Orlando, Florida, and it's hot.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'll skip over Mr. Rory Boyle for a minute, just to give him a little more time to compose his thoughts.
Acclimate.
Tommy, go ahead.
My name is Thomas Flormonte Jr. I've been a comic creator for some 30 some odd years, since early 90s. I've inked a lot of stuff for a lot of folks, a lot of Marvel, some Image stuff, this, that, and the other, a lot of stuff. But I've done a lot of stuff for the Silverline group. Actually, Roland, our Roland man, our head honcho, is helped me actually break in the comics. I started inking some cat and mouse stuff way back in the day, but right now I'm inking a book called Trumps with an S, based off of the card game. It's kind of a sci-fi kind of a bunch of it's the four suits are all fighting and all kind of stuff. Roland is writing it, but later we'll get into some new news of some other stuff that I'm taking over. One book I'm inking, and then another book that Alex and I will be working on in the near future. And I'm also the co-owner of a printing company called Kablam Digital Printing. We print lots of stuff for everybody, and I also do all my own line of Kid Hero books from Inferno Studios.com. That's right.
All right. Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
All right. Tim TK.
I am Tim TK. I am the associate editor at Silverline, where I handle a lot of the internet stuff and scheduling, and I am the father of my beautiful child, the Craft blog series, where we have creators write short entries on creating comics. I'll also, of course, edit and review titles here. I am writing a title called Wolf Hunter, which more details to come on that at some future date. I'm also a published short fiction book writer guy. Those are all over the place. And I'm a Twitch streamer. Yep.
All right. And we'll do all this again towards the end. So if folks jump in later, they can follow us and like us and share and all that, and be just parts of our lives. Alex Gallimore, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're working on.
My name is Alex Gallimore. I'm currently working on the cover for issue 3 of Cat and Mouse, as the interiors are all finished now. And I'm gonna be working on a book with Thomas after issue 4. So yeah, that's it. And I'm located in the Dallas area, so it's also very hot.
Oh, I'm also over in Oregon by way of Orlando.
I forgot to say mine too. Yeah, I'm in Orlando, Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Dallas, Oregon, right?
Oregon?
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 Oregon.
Where the Portland Timbers beat Orlando Soccer Club last night for the MLS tournament.
Oh, they just looked up.
What did I miss there? What was that?
The Portland Timbers beat Orlando City Soccer Club for the MLS tournament last night. So
That's a
soccer, yes.
Soccer sports ball
sports
team
ball
competition.
Yes, foot sports ball.
I know Brent's all over that.
Yes.
Right? You got a sports update for us, Brent?
Oh yeah, go sports. Move the thing to the other thing.
Go local team.
Yes.
Did we talk about your sports stuff last time? Refer back to the
We
last
did.
episode.
We did. I know. We had to shut him up. Just he couldn't stop talking.
I'm telling
Sports.
We call that a
Weird
callback.
how much we
Competition.
want to talk about the things we dislike.
That's good. That's good. And let's see. Last but certainly not least, and newest to our Wednesday night whams, Mr. Rory Boyle, Esquire himself. Welcome, Rory. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Scott's better half, and I've been so for many, many years. Co-creator with Scott for Steam Patriots. I've been working on that. Man, was it 11, 12 years now?
It seems like our entire life we've been
We're
chewing
just
on this story.
we're dragging our bodies across the finish line for a finished product.
Yep.
We'll get there. It's happening.
Stationed in Jacksonville, Florida, so close to everybody else. Met with Roland once.
You've actually
had a
met
great
Roland.
time.
I've
Actually,
never met him in
he
person.
exists. Had a good long meeting with him. It was fantastic.
All right. Man's man, ladies man about town, Rory Boyle. With
Love
the
painting
great
the town red.
pirate
and
flag
green.
back there. Yeah, you told us where you are. Good, and we'll chat more with you.
Don't we have
Remind
a somebody that's going to supposedly join us after a little bit when he's
Yeah,
got something?
John
going on?
Medic should be here. He said stall for him because he wants
Yeah, that's
to.
what he said. So he basically said we couldn't do anything till he got here. So we're just going to be
we'll
quiet
just
until he
wait.
gets here.
We'll just
Yeah.
wait. If everybody looks left and right we can pretend like we're looking at each other.
Yeah, I'm going to
That-
drink
that
some
work?
water till he gets here.
I'll look down,
How we stall. Yeah.
waiting on John. Well,
Yeah,
I'll-
because
I'll-
he had some good things that he wanted to talk about. He let us
he's
know.
got some strong feelings. So when
Yeah.
we talk about actors, John just jumped all over that. I'll introduce myself, and I am in not a hazy rainforest here. I'm in beautiful Western New York near Buffalo, which hosted the Toronto Blue Jays in Buffalo, the first time in a long time that a professional baseball sports ball team has played in Buffalo. That's big news. Buffalo will grab anything it can get. Any good news, they'll just look at us, please. So that's I'm co-creator of Steam Patriots with Mr. Roy Boyle there, and I'm also on Silverline. And if you have a show or a podcast or anything like that where you talk about comic books or pop culture and want one of our amazing creatives on your show, go ahead and reach out to me and reach out to us. We have an email address, right? editor@silverlinecomics.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. And also, you're turning into a robot. You're kind of getting garbled there.
Oh man, I wanted
is
to
a
hear more
robot.
about the sports acquisition.
I
Blue Jays, Buffalo.
I've had a sports title waiting for an artist to pick it up. So when that happens, I will for sure be grabbing Brett as co-writer.
When are we going to see some of this Steam Patriots book that you keep referring to? Because I have not seen anything, and Roland basically hangs out at my office, so I don't see anything.
I thought I shared. Oh no, that was the when they had that live or that virtual con. I'm blanking on the name of it.
You're
I
right,
shared
we
some
did.
of it.
Yeah, there was some.
It's on my
somewhere through there.
desktop. If I can figure out my tech problems here, I will try to share that. Or maybe next week I'll have everything loaded up.
It's all stick figures, right?
It is. Yes, I've drawn it all mostly on napkins. A lot of Arby's napkins and a lot of greasy curly fry stains. I try to incorporate the stains on the napkins in my art.
Yeah. Tommy,
Drawn by-
with Steam.
yes.
with steam.
Tommy, do you
The
think
art is-
we could print a comic entirely on Arby's napkins?
We could. Actually, my business partner and I were talking about, we had tried to research on, generally the printers that we have, that they don't like crappy paper. It's like newsprint paper and stuff. But I think we've sourced a way to actually get some of the old school looking newsprint paper that will work in our printer. So we could print on that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who was doing that? Who
kind of revived. Was it Alterna that was doing like $1.50 newsprint comics and a lot of black and white? I know lots of people doing it.
A lot of the traditional presses, like when you get your local flyers and all that kind of stuff, you can still get stuff printed that way fairly cheaply. So if you wanted to do some retro version of something, we probably could find somebody to print it. So
yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I'm having all sorts of tech problems here. I was supposed to give updates. I'll get to that in just a second. So let's get on to our topic tonight. We are going to talk about all the titles that Silverline has and our personal titles. We are going to talk about actors and just famous people we would cast as our characters in.
There was a seventh person showed up there for
a
a minute.
Here he comes. I'm stalling. I know. I don't want to steal his thunder.
Right.
I want him to get here, and I want to say the greatest actor of all time, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage is in the house.
Yes.
Isn't he amazing? He's amazing. He could play anybody, male, female, old, young, fat, skinny. Nicolas Cage is the greatest of all actors ever. Am I right?
We are
made Ghost Rider a household name.
We are replacing the entire Silverline run with adaptations of Lord of War and Mandy.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab a different chair.
I believe they're remaking Citizen Kane, and they've eyed Nicolas Cage not only for the lead role, but for the female lead as well.
Yeah, it's just only Nicolas Cage playing every role.
They're going to remake every Jimmy Stewart movie. It's a Wonderful Life with Nicolas Cage. Harvey with Nicolas Cage. It's going to be great.
Yes, North by Northwest. There's a freaking plane!
Did you guys ever see the movie Free Enterprise? Had William Shatner in it before he had this kind of revival. And one of the things, he kind of played a version of himself, kind of down and out, and he wanted to have a musical version of Hamlet that would like run 8 hours, and he was going to play all the roles except for Copernica, and then like the guys that are trying to talk him out of it, they're like, doesn't that mean you have to stab yourself in the back? He's like, I've done it before. Yeah. So, great movie, Free Enterprise. You need to check that out.
Free Enterprise?
Yep. It came out it's about a bunch of guys. You probably would know nothing about these types of guys. They love comic books and movies and action figures and laser discs, because this was a early 2000s, late 2000s. Had Eric McCormick from Will and Grace before Will and Grace, so it was right before he hit big time. A guy named Rayford Weigel, who's been a sportscaster on ESPN. His dad was local talent. He was on, I think, ABC here forever as a sportscaster. And of course, Shatner. I mean, it was amazing. And Shatner raps. Shatner raps at the end of the movie, so it's all good. Guy tries to pick up a girl. She writes her phone number on number 1 first appearance of Gambit in a comic book store, and he's like, "No, you got to buy this book." And yeah, it was good movie. So check it out.
But Nicolas Cage wasn't in it, because if he wasn't,
any good movie will not have Nicolas Cage in it. Nicolas Cage is the death knell of any cinematic anything. You have Citizen Kane. Now, at least it's not Citizen Cage, because that would be bad. And if Nick Cage, if you're watching, I apologize. I just don't like your work. You probably don't like mine either, so we're even. You've got more money than me, more talent than me, but I'm not Nick Cage, so I win. So
he may not have more money than you. It always seems like he's in trouble.
Oh, that's true. But
he had to sell his islands and his castles.
Anybody's misfortune. So, but yeah, I some people's work you like, some people's work you don't. And that is very much a don't.
Yeah. For our viewers.
Everybody's like, why are y'all talking about Nicolas Cage?
The discussion beforehand
while we were planning, in our planning, a roundtable planning session before the show, is when we were discussing actors, and I told everyone I was going to pose the question: who would we not allow, under any circumstances, to be involved with any iteration of our creative work? And I said Nicolas Cage, and that's really all I said. And
then
John
threw a fit.
I
1,000 miles.
have to find a kindred spirit, you know. Yeah. Yeah. How did I say it? Like, you know, if Nick Cage had to be attached to the project, I would just drop the contract and walk away, say sorry. So instead of like a mic drop, it would be like a Nick drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, just no thanks, but no thanks.
But he had some good movies. I don't know why you don't like them.
Raising Arizona is a comic masterpiece.
Actually, yes, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
And what were the Indiana Jonesy kind of movies? What were those called? Those
National Treasure.
Yeah, those were pretty good. What was wrong with those?
Without him, I couldn't watch what was it? Drive Angry because of Nick Cage.
Maybe you just secretly love Nick Cage.
I think that's what it is.
There's a weird phase of my life where all I did was watch Drive Angry and play World of Warcraft together. Like that's my daily routine.
Counseling?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what inspired that phase in my life, but it just happened.
Oh my. So, no, tonight's chat will be fun. It was actually kind of awesome when I saw the topic that you guys picked for the week. Because this is actually something, the whole casting, I've done 3 iterations.
I bet you have. That's why I was like, "Oh, we gotta get him on. Make sure he's got internet today
Yeah,
for the one day." Because my poor book that I have, there's 52 characters because it's a deck of cards, and I don't know any of them. And I was thinking, like, oh my goodness, you've got the one Joker guy. Then there's another Joker guy. Then there's a King guy. And he's a red guy.
The other king guy because...
And then there's another king guy. And then I was talking to Roland, and like he was trying to explain to him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna get it. I don't know.
But if you could get like a 1-minute summary of each character, you've got an hour show to yourself.
I'm telling you, yeah, there's 52, and then and bunches of them are aliens. So I don't really know. Computer animated, I guess.
We have to go down to the list of voice actors.
Have to
I'm
pick
telling you.
animated actors.
Are we jumping in, or do we have this go first? Yeah. I'm thinking I need lighting. That's what I'm just asking.
You can take some of Scott's. He has too much.
What's that?
So
we're already live, by the way. I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah. No,
Are we starting soon?
Yes, you're going. Yeah.
It's already playing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Scott. Presentation that they play or review. That one. So it's gonna be a fun day. I can tell.
John.
Yeah.
You got to bring your volume up just a little. I'm having trouble hearing you.
All right, and you know what? Let me throw a headset on too while I'm at it. I'll be back in a minute. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So, Rory, I'm gonna just throw you to the fire right here. I know you've given tons of thought. So we got Steam Patriots. Steam Patriots is set in colonial America. Starts in 1776.
Yeah.
So we're gonna introduce some characters. We're gonna have Ben Franklin. We're gonna have George Washington. One thing we've said though is we're not gonna do a magic schoolhouse where Felix is our protagonist, where he flies around the country and he's here at this event and there at that event. We wanna see some of these famous characters, but they're not gonna be the main crux of the story.
Right.
Who do you have in mind that would play a good George Washington or a Ben Franklin or a gregarious Henry Knox? I like how the word gregarious always means jolly and hefty. General Knox was a portly character.
Yes. Was it portently? How do they describe us at Thomas Aquinas? Portently?
So, I have no idea.
I think as the time traveler conspiracy theorists would attest, Jack Black would be a good Ben Franklin.
Oh, Jack Black's always good.
Wait, not only would he be a good Ben Franklin, but if for those of you out there watching, Google Jack Black looks like Paul Revere.
Ooh, that's
They
the one
look-
too. Yeah, yeah.
They are. It's an uncanny similarity. So yeah, if Paul Revere, but yeah, if Jack Black as a Ben Franklin would be.
I mean, I'll
That'd be
reach
pretty
out to
good.
Jack. I mean, if you
Sure.
just know.
You got to.
Then you got to come up with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack,
But-
hold on. I got his number. I'll send him a text.
Then,
He said no. Sorry.
No, oh, that was quick.
Yeah. He was
you,
listening.
You know him too. You got his number.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was watching. Yeah, he was
Oh,
watching.
all right. Of course. And I don't know. George Washington. I think a medium-sized Val Kilmer would be good.
So are we talking like
Pre the
Top
Traveler.
Gun belt, like
No,
like
no, post
Matt
Top
Morgan,
Gun. Yeah.
Willow, or are we
No,
talking?
post Willow. Yeah, before the Traveler, Val Kilmer, just after Batman. Like
Okay.
5 years after Batman.
Because he's had some health issues, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
kind of not the handsome devil.
Yeah, but
used to
if Keaton could come back as Batman, Kilmer could come back as
That's
or
true.
Washington.
That's true. Is he supposed to be in the new Top Gun? Has anybody seen that?
I've seen the trailers for it, but I've not seen anything else for it, so
I think
I'm
he's
not
listed in
sure.
IMDb as being in the film.
Possible, yeah, possibly. I hope he is.
He should be.
Yeah, it's he just is with his health. He's kind of an odd looking fellow now. I don't know what he would
Has
do.
been for a while.
Yeah. I'm trying to open my internets here, and there's an actor. Somebody wants to chime in because this makes for a good viewing with me sitting here going that looks like Ben Franklin. He's been in a billion movies. It's one of those actors that when you go to his IMDb page.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Perfect. That's the first one that pops up.
That's the other one. Did anybody the College Humor? Nick Cage's agent, and he's reading off all these horrible movies that Nicolas Cage shouldn't be in, but he's taking every role. Google that. Watch that one. College Humor. Nicolas Cage's agent.
Yes, that's good.
All right, we can get off Steam Patriots for a little bit.
You sure
Brent?
we can milk it? I mean, we got months to go.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
Brent, what about you? Have you given thought to who could play your characters?
Who?
Brent.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've given some thought. To be brutally honest, I don't really care about actors that much.
Yeah.
Like sports.
They're like I've seen good actors do bad material and it doesn't make them look very good, but I blame the material. But in this case, I was my book Kalis involves a former astronaut who's probably in his 40s named Scott Anders. And when he plummets back to Earth, he has long hair and a beard, which he eventually, make look better. But as you can see from that cover, we also do a lot of flashbacks in the book where we cut back to when he was a Marine and in the 1940s, and then a CIA agent in the 1950s. So someone who can be both kind of a gruff looking type, but also could be clean cut. And frankly, I had to Google actors who look good and have long hair. And
What'd you get in your image search there?
Yeah, what's weird.
Oh yeah, they'll tell them what you would come up with. Was I in there? Did you get me? Did my picture show up?
You would,
Good
but
looking
I don't
long
think
hair
that would
there.
be acting credits.
Oh,
I
okay.
did Google artists who look good with long hair. So, but weirdly enough, the one who I actually thought seemed to fit the look the best was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
yeah, what's funny is they did a side-by-side comparison without me even having to ask, of him without facial hair and looking younger, and him looking older with facial hair, and I think it could work.
Yeah.
They probably have to de-age him a little bit if they were going to do the flashbacks as such. But yeah, I think he'd be great. And I have the female Marine that he meets in the first issue, who's going to play prominently into the overall story. She is Latina, and I looked at a lot of photos of Latina actresses. My wife was right behind me to make sure I didn't go left. But weirdly
you wondered
enough,
what you were doing.
my favorite Jessica Alba came up, and I know she probably might be a little too old, but I don't think I'm strictly working within the confines of reality in this conversation. So I'm going to say I think she would do really well. And
Yeah.
so
Our ground rules. We're going to allow. You can have young Betty White and old Jake Gyllenhaal in your movie. Okay.
Okay.
Would we cast anyone other than young Betty White?
Anyone other than that?
Yeah, anyone other. I feel like that's your final answer.
That's it. That's it.
There's a character who is the seasoned CIA agent who brings him into the fold back in the past and who has some ulterior motives. And for some reason, I've always loved, I think his name is Robert Forster. He's an actor. You see him all over the place. He was in Breaking Bad. He was in Twin Peaks, the recent season. He was actually the captain in The Black Hole, but he was pretty young back then. But he has this really kind of craggy, weathered, but intelligent look that I think is really cool. And I would love to see him involved. And also Bruce Greenwood. I don't even know what character I would write a character if he agreed to be in the movie. I would write one just for him because he just has such a great look. He was Captain Pike in the Star Trek movies, the first two new Star Trek movies, and he's great. And I also have a character who's very sedate and very relaxed and calm for most of it. Nicolas Cage would be perfect for him.
Oh, cool.
So that's all I have to say.
I thought we were trying to stay away from Nicolas Cage.
No, we want to put him in every.
He's
movie.
got to be in every.
He's got to be in there somewhere.
Yes.
Everything.
Yep.
So
That's the long-term goal of the company is just to have an outstanding entertainer with Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Whenever we need him, just get Nick on the horn.
He'll say yes.
All right, I found my Benjamin Franklin, Tom Wilkinson. If you have to Google him, he's one of those guys that's been in everything. That's not Nicolas Cage, and you'll see his face, and he's one of those. Oh yeah, he's in a billion things.
Yep.
Trying to find something recent. Oh, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Wilkinson.
Wilkinson. Tom Wilkinson. He'd be
of course.
I think he was I feel like he's already been in some sort of colonial thing. Like I imagine him in some sort of uniform, but he'd be a good Ben Franklin. And then whoever played in the current iteration of Turn, I know this is just kind of cheating because he's already done it. the actor who's playing George Washington. I'm gonna have to look that up. Turn on AMC. Did anyone watch that? I think
Yeah.
we
Oh
talked.
yeah. With the culper ring.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoyed that.
You know, Tom Wilkinson was Ben Franklin. He was in the John Adams miniseries.
That was a
you're
good
Wow.
one. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Great series.
Okay. All right. So then, all right, that's cheating. I figure if
Well, why couldn't he play it again?
yeah, you're okay. Well then,
Why not? Reprise the role.
you're
He'd be
right.
typecast.
I was gonna say Gary Oldman, if he can play Winston Churchill with the makeup and the accent and the cigar,
Mhm.
he can play anybody. Gary Oldman's like the chameleon of actors. Him and Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks kind of takes on the persona of everybody.
But you always know it's Tom Hanks. I'd say Gary Oldman is pretty like. So yeah.
Okay, Tim TK, what do you got?
Not talking too much about it since you don't have art to display yet, but Wolf Hunter takes place in kind of early to mid 1940s England. So you guys might know what's happening then. But it's based on a couple different things that happened that were long-term ineffectual, and also conspiracy theories at the time, which have to deal with spy stuff. So I got a lot of characters that need to look military, but not super jacked or macho because they're not supposed to stand out. So, but my lead is kind of a chisel-jawed, everyman kind of embodiment of British pomp and circumstance and duty. So I think like we could get Henry Cavill to go on like a thin, like Henry Cavill minus 25% Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a buff Nicolas Cage.
Or buff Nicolas Cage. I do. So I actually do have something I think Nicolas Cage could fit in. So Henry Cavill would be like a thinner Henry Cavill would be my lead. He is played opposite by a German spy, and I was thinking about but a guy called Thomas Kretschmann, who is known for playing the German bad guy. Just if you need a German guy who kills people, he's the dude. He was in U-571, the Resident Evil movies. He was in Blade 2. He was in the Hitman movies. So yeah, so he's been in a lot of stuff. He's also one of those guys that you would recognize him once you saw him, but not the most recognizable name.
Did you already divulge which time period this is in?
Yes, 19. So yeah, this is in World War II. So this is like about what's the story I wrote? I believe this is 1944, 1943.
Okay.
Yeah. And so since we don't really have too much on it yet, we'll go into what went into choosing that particular period. But yeah, there is also a two other. Well, so also at some point I need a kind of just middle management looking average dude to die at some point. But I feel like the more hammy people in those roles are, the better. So for that, I'd use Nicolas Cage. Just Nicolas Cage in a movie for 10 minutes and he dies immediately afterwards.
So did we just lose John? Is John just gone because we keep bringing up the Nick?
I don't know.
I think he's given up.
Well,
He may-
fun if he's not around.
Yep.
The reason why we keep saying the Nicolas Cage thing is for John, and he's there. He is.
There he
is.
is.
I'm finishing up my PowerPoint.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay,
did
like
you
a
really?
true
Are you
teacher.
working on something? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Actually, I'm finishing up my PowerPoint for tonight for us.
Oh boy.
So I am totally engaged, and I'm listening to everything. And I did hear a name drop today that is also on my list. So that was
Nicolas
very,
Cage.
very cool. So no, I am not lost in the ether. I am
Okay.
just diligently typing behind the scenes, but very much engaged.
Okay.
So the one guy that's completely casted his entire line of universe is not streaming because he's working on a PowerPoint.
For the stream.
Oh, for the stream. For the stream.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
PowerPoint like why because of Nicolas Cage, America has lost its way or something like that.
It's just a series of pictures of Nicolas Cage, you know,
And
one
a
getting
series
hit
of
by a
12
truck, one being immolated, one being
God.
pushed off an airplane. That was Con Air, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Con Air, that was a good one too.
Con Air's
Air
great.
Was good.
Yep.
See, he does have some good movies. What was the one that he was? He was the
we had John Cusack coming in stage.
Didn't he play like a wizard guy in one? What was that movie?
Magician's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Magician's Apprentice.
yes.
Yeah.
Was
Yes.
that any good?
You know, it wasn't bad.
It was all right. I gave it a pass.
Which one was that?
Sorcerer's Apprentice. They did yeah.
I've never seen it. That one I haven't.
It was decent.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hang tight.
All right.
I will stand by The Rock as one of the best action films of the 90s.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's
I was
Nick
just gonna
Cage.
say-
It's Sean Connery. They breach a prison through like a a sewerway into the bathroom with an Uzi. Like
It's good.
But
the
his
honest
lines are the best
honest
in the
trailer
movie.
for that one is hilarious. Who is
Okay.
who's the bad guy? Who's the villain in that? It's is it Ed Harris?
It's got to be a German.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't really know. It's not.
Yeah,
He's
of course.
I think he's like a disgruntled ex-military, and he's got a bunch of military guys. And I think even the guy that played Dr. Cox in
Yeah.
yes.
Scrubs is in it.
Yep.
But yeah, Ed Harris is like the most polite villain, and I didn't notice it until I watched the Honest trailer because they play like every time he says please and thank you and all this sort of stuff. He's very, very polite, but he's not happy. And neither's Nick Cage, but Nick Cage has to freak out in every movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's a controlled freak out in The Rock. So
Yeah.
like I remember watching Ghost Rider 2, and I think I must have been there because someone was threatening one of my family members. But I remember there was a scene where he freaked out, and it was almost like you could see him mentally checking off a box. This is how, okay, it's the freak out moment.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay, I'll be in my trailer.
Has anyone seen Mandy? I think it's called.
Which one?
No,
Mandy.
I've heard it isn't bad though.
It's actually pretty good. It's Nick Cage's. I don't know if it's his most recent movie, but it's like a weird horror-ish flick. But I think they just played into that. Like, what if we just did a movie that's an hour and a half of Nick Cage freaking out? Like, what if that's the normal part?
That would feel like you know when you're just driving down the road and then suddenly you see a train derail.
Yes.
It goes on for an hour and a half.
And you can't help but watch.
Yep.
And then you're still scarred afterwards, but you had to watch.
Yep.
You couldn't look away.
Yeah. So he's a cult leader, and this fits into the subgenre of phantasmagoria. So that's super psychedelic, super bloody, just kind of half horror, half thriller, half acid trip.
Well, now I have to see it. Shoot. Thanks a lot.
Add that to the list.
I'm gonna shoot a question to Alex, and we don't have it, and Tommy too. Those
All right.
those that draw and ink and color and so forth. Is it helpful to have certain actors in mind for your characters, or do you hate that?
I'll
What
let
do
you go,
think,
Tommy,
Alex?
first.
I do so when I do my own penciling, it's more cartoony stuff. So
Yeah.
this is going to lead back to the original question: is who you would play your stuff. So like in all of my books that I actually do the penciling of, they're little caricature versions of all of my friends and stuff. So they're actually, I already know what all these people look like,
Yeah.
so I know who's going to be in my movies. It's all my buddies and stuff. I guess it'd be more of an animated thing, but I'm just going to use their voices and stuff. I don't know if you can see behind my head these characters back here. I don't know if anybody can see those back there.
Yes.
But so I already know what all of my folks, but when I'm inking, I'm just inking what the penciler kind of drew. So they'll, like Roland was telling me in this new project that I'm taking over inking, he was gonna send me the photos of the doctor. It's one of his buddies that he wants to make sure he kind of looks like him, just because he's trying to do his buddy a favor, kind of a thing. And so I'll try to I'll look at it and try to make sure I'm inking it closer. But I'm going by what the penciler pretty much does. But like the piece that we're seeing on the screen here, this is from Trump's, and obviously this is one of the Joker characters. So who could this be? Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should go through a lot of these pages that I've inked.
Willem
See
Dafoe.
if we can figure out who these characters could be.
I heard someone say Willem Dafoe, and actually I see that.
Yep. That looks like somebody. But let's see. Let's open up this other one. Let's because I'm not spoiling anything, because most of these I've inked during the stream, so it's not like I'm spoiling any of the
Right.
book. Who this is one of the kings, King of Diamond, apparently. So who could that be? Let's tell Roland so we'll know who to cast. Who could that be?
Who's the guy that played Odin in the Thor films?
Anthony Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. We got him cast. Let's see. There he is again. I'm not sure what character.
Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. All right. See, we're getting this. I
Why
needed
don't
you
we
guys
just
to help
cast it
me.
out of Avengers Endgame? We obviously would have enough actors, maybe even with some left over.
So this is I'm going to use you guys to help me
There you go.
part of the stream. So oh no, what happened there? There we go. Let's open up another page. Oh, that's a bunch of background stuff. We don't care about that. So what about you, Alex? Do you use photos to draw your cat and mouse characters, that kind of thing? Oh
I
yeah,
do
who's
not,
this club?
so-
Who's this club guy? This guy's in a bunch of the book. So who's this club's guy? Who could that be?
Ooh.
The Rock with a wig.
See? Oh, we need somebody with a nice backside. Who could that be?
Who was the guy in the rundown? He wasn't like
Does
the big bad.
club have words? Halle Berry.
I see what you're saying.
Ryan Reynolds.
He's perfect.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
my guy again. Okay, I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Oh, I like that. I hate when they do.
I
when
just
they
see Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Back to William Dafoe. Back to the piece I need to ink.
when they cast somebody, especially from like a book, not from a comic book, but like a book, and you've had this image,
Right.
and they cast a person, you're like, what? It's not.
Yeah, every time.
Or they animate him and turn Aragorn into some weird looking cartoon in
The original.
I think every episode I reference animated Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Aragorn in a mini skirt.
Just break out into song already.
You You don't want me to do it. Animated Lord of the Rings. Yes, always a great cultural reference.
Frodo the Nine Fingers is always on your playlist.
It's a good one. And yeah, okay. Steam Patriots has a fictional character. Our protagonist is fictional. And I originally thought the kid who played Edmund in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the Chronicles of Narnia, the first three, that the black-haired kid, his name's like Skander. Yeah, the kid that played Edmund, the
little guy, yeah, the young guy
takes off with the White Queen,
with the witch, yeah, Ice Queen, rather. And then, but lately, has anyone seen Poldark?
I don't think I have. No,
just started it.
It's a BBC show. It's kind of soap opera-y. It's good though. I enjoy it. The main character is Aidan Turner, who played one of the dwarves in The Hobbit, the one that falls in love, that whole made-up part of the story where he falls in love with an elf.
Oh yeah.
Philly, Owen Glowen. I can't.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's Poldark, but there's an ancillary character, his wife's brother. The character's name is Drake, but the actor's name is Harry Richardson, and he's actually a perfect, it's just as I imagined, and I sent pictures of him to our artist, to David Mims as an idea, because Felix is supposed to be an awkward 15-year-old that scrawny
youth.
Yes, scrawny and like I said, awkward and gangly, a gangly youth. So that this
get Jay Birchall or whatever his name is.
Who's that?
The other star from Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh yeah, the kid with the weird voice.
Yeah.
From the Dragon movie.
The Knight's End or
How to
whatever.
Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's what else has he been in? I feel like
he was in him in a long. This Is the End.
Yep.
Which was one of the funniest movies I'd seen when I saw that. But
really,
he played himself. So.
All right. Alex, I'm sorry. I feel like we kind of talked over you. You say no way to actors as references.
I don't do it, no. I know some artists do to kind of make it easier on creating the profiles for everyone, but I have not gotten to that. I have never done that yet. So now, for Cat and Mouse, there are certain actors that have already been placed. So like Tom Cruise, it's supposed to be a young Tom Cruise as Cat and a young Jessica Alba or whatever, Biel or whatever. Well, those are two way different actresses, but it's supposed to be a young version of both those actors and actresses. So I kind of try to make them look like them, but also not, just because I don't want to be a slave to looking at reference. So
he doesn't want to cheapen his artistic spark.
Yeah, that.
So who would they play in the musical version?
All the Hamilton guys.
Yeah.
A bunch of those guys in there.
Right.
I in my book there is a character who is Afro Dutch, and David Diggs, who played Ben Franklin and Lafayette in Hamilton, would be my pick for that.
Still haven't seen it.
It's on Disney Plus now.
I know. I really want to, but it needs to be in the right frame of mind. Which, so
if you like hip hop rap,
sometime.
Which I do, so it worked out great for me.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I cut out there for a minute. We were talking about Hamilton, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and it was I was afraid, and I sound like an old man, like I can't understand a word they're saying. I could understand it. There, Sweeney Todd. I watched that a while ago with
Oh, Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. Like, it's one of those musicals where they sing over each other. They sing at the same
Yeah.
time, different lines.
Yeah, I agree.
I could follow the plot, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. But in Hamilton was very enjoyable. I liked it. I know they're a little loosey goosey with real history.
Yeah, but it was still it's
good.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it caught the nature and the character of the people of the history. I like that a lot. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
John, how you doing on your PowerPoint? You look ready.
I'm good. You know how, and although I'm not an artist, as a writer, I guess for artists with words, I've heard from artists before that a project is never done; it's just abandoned. So it's not done, but I got it abandoned enough to present to y'all tonight.
And John, are you ready to share with us what you've created?
Well, but first you got to say that he was missing for half of the show.
I was there in spirit and just muted. I was here.
MIA for a little bit, but we're gonna give him that's okay. We're gonna give him a little leeway here because we know that something amazing is about to happen.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
It's gonna be more spectacular than my inking in the background there that we were looking at a while ago.
The only thing that could rival your wonderful inking in the background would be Alex's. Here I'm being nice. I was gonna say Alex penciling. So you and Alex would be number one. But,
Tim has a thumbs up. Everybody, I'm gonna draw a thumbs up too.
I do what I can do with the digital stuff. So.
Okay, while we watch John Meddick's presentation about casting characters in his comic book, the rest of us are going to work on drawing a thumbs up.
That's right. I got to work on my thumbs up.
Any of you guys going to PowerPoint it too? Go for it.
I can't. Oh, I don't know.
All right. No, but yeah, definitely follow along too. If you guys have questions, let me know. So if it's okay with you,
go for it.
Let me go ahead and start this up on my end. And I'm going to share my screen. Let's see one more time.
Watch it not work. Oh,
nope, it's there.
It's working.
It's there. All right. So, Sniper and Rook casting call. This is the August edition. So, if I tried pulling it up, but my internet's a little bit too slow. Are you familiar with the internet site archive.org?
Yes.
Where you could pull up old web pages that are like gone from the internet now, but you can see how they look back then. So I originally did a Sniper and Rook casting in 2001. I was out of town for some training. I went back to my hotel room, and what do? I'm like, I'm gonna build stuff like Wizard did, and I'm gonna build like who I want in my movie. So you can find remnants of that through archive.org. Revamped it in 2007, and then just a month ago, I was like, I should do that again. And then tonight happened. So it was, very, very
Serendipitous.
That's good too. All right. So
what do you mean? What did Wizard do? Explain that. Explain your reference there.
So Wizard Comics had something it was actually called Casting Call. And they did that as a monthly feature in the magazine where they would cast, much like we're doing tonight. They would take popular comics, and what's more popular than Silverline Comics, and they would say who they think would be a good fit for the major characters. So like a Gen 13 or a Youngblood
X-Men
or something like that.
Yeah.
An X-Men, something like that. Absolutely. So that was a regular feature in Wizard magazine. Then some other internet places later on started doing some of the similar things. And I kind of did my own version of it too, original back in the day. So yeah, so that's where the Wizard tie-in comes in, because they did do that as a weekly or a monthly feature in their magazine. So I do want to kind of just put there, please note, anything that you see in here today that is not a beta 3 Sniper and Rook character. I am not claiming any ownership of any of the artwork or pictures. It's all here for scholarly review, entertainment discussion, and character analysis across different media. Anything that's Beta 3, yeah, copyright, trademark, that's all there. Sniper and Rook's currently published by Silverline Comics in collaboration with Beta 3 Studios. So I am not claiming that I
Keep
own
all
it.
hands and feet inside the vehicle
Yeah.
at all times.
And nobody who's
Por
pictures
favor,
about the
Bontiega.
show ever said, yes, I'm a part of it. They're not associated with it. They never gave a thumbs up. So yeah, they're not part of a commercial.
Did you get permission to use that font?
Yes, because this is not in trade.
Oh,
and
you
that
you
was
you
freeware.
developed the font. Gotcha.
No, actually I found it on the internet. But
Oh,
it was one of them that was usable as long as it's not for trade. This is not being sold. It's informational only.
Gotcha.
So
Educational
Oh, I
purposes
might buy
only.
this.
All right, so here we go. Casting call August 2020 edition. So here we first have Sniper, Jack Barton. With the characters, when I started casting, I really kind of had to make sure that I could find actors and actresses that would portray the characters both in uniform as well as out of uniform, and not out of clothing, but meaning in civilian
Oh.
identities. So Sniper,
One of those kind of books or
no,
movies.
it's not a James Bond.
I'm gonna go ahead and put an order in for this one.
You know, they're available at Kablam and Indie Planet. I would
Oh, I could
definitely
just print
recommend their services. But yeah, so you know, out of the groups, the pair of Sniper and Rook, Sniper is definitely the more impetuous type, kind of jump into it without necessarily thinking. Rook is definitely the little bit more methodical, a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more, analysis based. So I needed some actors that could look the part, but actually act well too. Both as Sniper and Rook, but also as Jack and Rebecca. So as we look at this, like I said, I had done this 3 different times. So originally my 2001 casting, when I first did this, Nicholas Leia. Does anybody remember Nick Leia?
Oh, thought there was gonna be a cage in there.
No, this is the closest I'm getting to Nick Cage with Nick Leia. Nicholas Leia, wonderful actor. This is kind of showing how he would look in like the civilian world. This is from X-Files, played Agent Krychek. That's where I first took notice of him. He was also in the movie Vertical Limit. And when ABC Studios came out with the remake of V, about the aliens coming to Earth, he was featured in that as well. My 2007 casting, a lot of people only know him as Stifler, but Sean Scott was my pick to play Sniper. Yes, if you look in the lower bottom right-hand corner, he is standing in front of a urinal. If you have never heard of
did you take this picture of him?
No, it was not like, hey, let me get in here and get a selfie with you. No,
Yeah, hey, you're busy. Yeah, but then you ran off. Gotcha.
But the look on his face maybe would show that a little bit. There was a movie, I believe it was mostly direct to video in the United States.
You got the full picture or just
no.
Okay.
Direct to video in the US called Stark Raving Mad, where you actually got to see him in a role where he was tough, very, again, methodical, kind of had an agenda. You kind of saw a tougher side. You finally saw him not playing Stifler. Like he kind of got typecast.
Yeah, he did good in that movie with The Rock too. What was that movie?
Rundown.
Rundown. Yep.
Yeah, he did good in that.
So I've been a big fan of his. So, definitely he's kind of got a Jack Barton look there. And my current pick, this is Matt Lanter. Matt Lanter is currently one of my favorite actors. If anybody out there has not seen the TV show that ran for 2 seasons on NBC called Timeless, you need to watch Timeless. It is one of the best time travel stories ever. Very historical based, amazing work. The ratings just quite weren't there at the end of the first season, so they canceled it.
So where they kept jumping in the time machine and they kept having to go fix the future to fix the past thingy, and they bouncing.
And there was somebody jumping around to try to change the past. And
then he would have to. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a great show, and it got canceled after the first season. There was enough fan, not flashback, blowback, basically saying bring it back. A couple days later, they recanted and said, "Fine, we'll bring it back for season 2." Unfortunately, the numbers weren't where NBC wanted. It got canceled again. Enough fans said, "Hey, this is not okay," and they brought it back for a 2-hour wrap-up miniseries final movie, and with the door open for possible future too. So that was awesome. So this is kind of my Jack Barton look for those across the year. But to show that they could play the sniper side too, we have the three gentlemen with weapons. So from Nicholas Lea with the gun back in the X-Files day, that's a current picture of Sean William Scott. He took over in the 3rd season of Lethal Weapon after one of the actors left. And then Matt Lanter on the end from Timeless. The other things Matt Lanter's been in, if any of you have watched Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series that actually made the prequels worthwhile, he is the voice of Anakin, also including the new series that came out. And if any of you have seen the Mandalorian people, raise your hand. Okay, the episode where there was the rebel ship. Oh, very nice, very nice. The episode with the rebel ship that was kind of taken hostage, and there was like only the pilot on board. Also, Matt Lanter. So that's my 3 choices for sniper. So Rook, Rebecca Page. I've gone through a few iterations of her as well. Originally 2001 casting, Bridget Wilson. Bridget Wilson. Yeah. Somebody's like Billy Madison. It's the teacher. Oh, yeah. But that photo was actually, does anybody know where that one came from?
The internet.
My dream.
The internet, your dream. Last Action Hero. So that was actually her character in the Last Action Hero.
Was she in Mortal Kombat too?
Yes, and that will be on the next slide.
Oh.
Very well played. Very well played. Good play.
Wow. 5 points for Rory.
Take a look at the date, because this is very important. This is 2007. What year did the Avengers movie come out?
2000.
After that.
After that, thank you. That's the only answer that matters. When did Iron Man 2 come out?
Or the British Avengers?
Iron Man 2
doesn't count. That movie doesn't count.
The one with Captain America, so the only one that
don't count.
Yeah. So this is pre-Avengers, pre-Iron Man 2. This was after watching the movie The Island with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. Blonde, ponytail, great actress, perfect. I'm like, she is amazing. And well, of course, she's gone on to bigger and better. But she would have been my perfect Rook. These days, Adrienne Palicki. You might know her from Marvel. She was on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She played Bobby Morse, Mockingbird. She's currently on The Orville with Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
she was
that's
in G.I. Joe Retaliation as Lady J. She's in the Red Dawn remake that I've not seen, but I found that one out today when I was looking for some pictures to add. Incredible actress. She would nail the part. So similar. Oh, I forgot to put the transition in.
Oh man, we're ruined. It's over.
Yeah, I know.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Ratings aren't just there.
Was it a dissolve left to right or top to down?
Actually, yeah, it should have been like a drop in. My screen sharing's paused.
Was it a swoop in?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
let me stop the share for a second
Alright.
and get back. Hold
Happens to all of us.
on. All right, so here we go.
Enough
Okay.
Cage.
Let me try this again. And who said Nick Cage?
John, you're killing it though. I mean, we're all like the we're just the lamos here with you.
Yeah. I didn't know. I don't know any of my people.
Does Nick Cage have kids yet?
And like I said, I've been thinking. Okay, so here we go. Back to Rook. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we did Bridget and Scarlett and Adrienne. So we obviously we know what she would look like there. She's got a gun. Bridget Wilson. So yes, Mortal Kombat. Bridget Wilson. Got the gun. And Scarlett Johansson, I could only find that small picture of her from the island with a gun, but another picture just showing, she perfectly had the facial features I was looking for Rook at that point. Perfect. I think she'd be a little bit out of our budget these days, but maybe would take, some
You never know. So what ages are you not? I'm not trying to age out anybody or age down. What you know, is one character older than the other? They're supposed to be about the same age.
About the
Is one
same,
okay?
mid 20s. He's maybe 2 years older than her or so. But yeah, so definitely similar. The book, there is some of the will they, won't they. There's definitely some competition. He's wondering if she really is better at this stuff than he is. They both have different strengths. They have different weaknesses. They get on each other's nerves a lot. She hits him in the back of the head quite a bit. So there's a couple different dynamics going on. But yeah, mid to late 20s. So all right. So the KGB agent that shows up in issue 2, Danilova Petronova. She and I never casted her in 2007, but 2001, Liz Hurley taken. This one was taken from anyone? Anyone?
Austin Powers.
What's that?
Austin
Who
Powers.
said it? Austin
Yep.
Powers, yes. The current one, and I really hate typecasting, but she was too perfect not to. She looks exactly like my character did in issues 2 through 5 of the original miniseries. This is Sasha Luss, Russian actress. She was first in Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
Yep.
And she didn't really have a speaking role. And then she was recently, as of last year, in a movie called Anna, put out by Luc Besson, who did Lucy. He did the original La Femme Nikita. He did Leon the Professional. He wrote this movie for her after working with her on Valerian. And her in this, in this scene, which she took on this look. I saw the movie in the theater 6 times, and I'm like, that's my Dana right there.
Now, did you pick both these images from and actresses from how they played the character in those movies?
No, not necessarily. Visually looked and,
Okay.
and acting capability. Sasha here is definitely, because of how she played that. She played it as a wonderful agent. She is Russian, so I mean she's perfect for that.
Both
She's a
could
great
be
actress.
played by what is it, Mila Jovovich?
Oh,
yeah,
she
yeah.
is fantastic. I am a huge fan of her. She would absolutely be, a good contender. She probably would have dropped in by 2007 if I had gone that route with them. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the one on the right kind of looks like the was it Ultraviolet?
Oh, the one on the right, the one with the gun pointed right at you.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so that's Sasha.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit with the Ultraviolet. In the movie, she was normally blonde, but she donned a bunch of different identities and looks throughout. It's really a great movie. I love the way they did the storytelling. They jump back and forth from different time periods. 3 years ago, now 2 months ago, and so it tells the story in a very unique way. Revisits scenes once you get some more information on it. It was really fantastic. It's out on DVD, Blu-ray. I highly recommend you check that one out. So, since I ran out of time, some of the other additional characters, and this is where some of the other names did come in. So Sniper and Rook, they report to their General Jefferson. Richard Hurd from V fame, the original V from 1983. Lizards land on our planet, want to take it over, pretend that they're human. The leader of that, who went by the name John, he was my cast for that. Alexei Reznikov, who is the head of the KGB, and really is the motivating force in the original Sniper and Rook storyline. Gary Oldman was the one that I chose in 2001, and he's the one that I would have chosen in 2007. And again, he would be still perfect today. The president, President Kelly, Kyle MacLachlan. Somebody mentioned Twin Peaks season 3 not that long ago. He was my pick in 2001. One of my favorite actors, and that would carry through to today too. He'd be great. Sherilyn Fenn, I really wanted to repair him with in 2001 from the original first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks. Who I'd go for Cynthia today, I'm not quite sure, but that's one that I'll revisit. And there is an agent that shows up in Sniper and Rook 7 Forward, who's a agent from the UK named Allison, Bridget Moynihan. Most people would know her from Coyote Ugly. And she was. I'm not a big sports guy. I know that she was involved with for quite a while one very famous football player. I know they have a child together, but I don't know if they were. Actually, that's supposed to be an N on the end, not an A. Typo, 10 points off for me. But she's a fantastic actress, and she would definitely have been my pick on that one. And that wraps up my slides.
Slow clap. How do we how do we talk? Oh, I didn't.
Thanks for the thumbs up. All right.
All right.
So I will stop.
Wow.
the share.
$1 the super chat.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so I called dibs on John Medic for any movie trivia night when it's
Yeah.
Taco
Yeah.
Tuesday trivia. John's my call. My goodness, good job.
That sounds good. Yeah,
I'm
if you
looking
ever-
over here on the Facebook stream, and there's a bunch of people are doing hearts up and stuff like that, and even
Sweet.
Roland's over there, and he's like, impressive powerhouse.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks, boss. I appreciate it, Chief.
Yeah, you've earned your commission tonight. Good
Well,
job.
thank you, sir. Thank you. And actually, that was something I was thinking about. Some of the other characters I hadn't really recast. Maybe that's something that we could all talk about, like in the future, like kind of have like a fan casting. Who do you think? Who do you think would be really good? We did that on the original webpage with the original 2001 grouping. People were making some suggestions. Again, could be found on archive.org. But yeah, my computer tonight was too slow to pull it up. Otherwise, I would have shared that website up too. So.
Oh, I like that idea. We can ask, who do our characters remind you of? Who would be?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I love that.
Yep.
And yeah, to everybody that's watching, give us your feedback. We love that. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of these Sunday nights and Monday nights and Wednesday nights. And the whole reason we go with crowd funding and we're staying independent is we want you guys to be part of it. You're part of the show. Ask your questions, give us your feedback. And we love the idea of hearing from you and what you think about our work. You're able to chime in, and you don't get to do that with a lot of other mediums and other creators. Okay, so we got to start wrapping up. Before we go, though, we've really showed the love to Nicolas Cage. And if Mr. Cage, if you're out there watching, we love you. We've talked about some of your good movies. We've got some grief with other movies, but don't take it personally. We know you're watching. Don't take it personally. We're all creatives. Who chime in whenever you want to, guys? Who besides Nicolas Cage would you never want to be involved in a movie iteration of your story? Any story.
So in any iteration, so you're talking from like director down or just actors?
Let's just go with actors. Let's go with somebody that
Okay.
would be on the screen. I guess if you really want to get picky about directors, because they can really they can mess up. I mean, let's talk the Star Wars series and the kerfuffle with J.J. Abrams and all the I can't name names, but I know there's been just a fiasco. But yeah, if you want to.
Well, I'm in the camp of in JJ we trust. So huge fan of him ever since Alias. But yeah, and that's the cool thing, going kind of back to what you were saying a little while ago, Scott. It's everything's about working and knowing what our audience like, and the people who read our books and take the time to watch, a bunch of guys and gals hanging out a couple nights a week talking. Let me throw that in there too. How I got to know Roland, our chief, our leader, our fearless leader. I wrote letters to his books in the 90s and he published them. And then we became like pen pals. Like when you had to like write stuff on paper and pen and like mail it.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, something like, I don't know, Wells Fargo or Covered Wagons or something like that. But Roland has a history of 30 years of really caring about what the fans say, and that's how I'm here today. And I know many people have different ways that they've connected with each other. you know, and yeah, it's all about the fans because that's why we're able to do what we do. So I totally derailed your topic. I'm sorry.
No, you're correct. Yeah, if it weren't for fans, I mean, we'd just be in an echo chamber talking to ourselves and drawing pictures for each other. So okay.
So who would we not want in our
Rule:
movie?
we cannot say
I'm trying to
Nicolas Cage here on out.
No, I won't do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have like a guy, one of my characters, the President of the United States, the one that I wanted to have Kyle MacLachlan for. I'm just picturing like keep him away on both the director side and the actor side. Please. Oh, I got another one. I was gonna say, please no Woody Allen. That'd be bad. But one of the other actors whose work I do not like, and it's just a personal thing, and he's got more money than I do and more notoriety than I ever will. Woody Harrelson. No Woody Harrelson, please.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I'll give you that. So you did not like Zombieland?
I did not watch Zombieland because of Woody Harrelson.
You didn't even watch it.
What about Cheers?
Cheers I liked.
He was a different Woody Harrelson.
Yes, he was. Yes,
Yeah.
he was. Yeah.
Okay.
So that Woody Harrelson I liked. And then when it got to the one that he was in with her name starts with a J, Juliette Lewis, Natural Born Killers. That's about when he started losing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So what else y'all got?
Who else? Who's got somebody that-
I would say just because I don't think I could handle him because he just seems like a really out there guy, and I'm not sure I could handle that at all. Would be Alec Baldwin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so strange. I like classical music, and he does like the New York Met, like he's the voice.
Right.
On like Sunday, it's like Sunday or Saturday afternoon. Usually when I turn it off because it's like opera and I can't do that. But yeah, Alec Baldwin, like crazy screaming his daughter voicemail, Alec Baldwin, and then he's Beethoven's Fourth Symphony played by the New York Metropolitan Opera. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it doesn't match. But
Yeah.
he was pretty darn funny in 30 Rock.
Right. Yeah.
You know, let me throw in something, and I've not always been the biggest Baldwin fan either. Stephen Baldwin in Biodome, big thumbs up.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but actually I have a friend through some of this shared love of music. Huge fan of Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue's referenced in Sniper and Rook #2. Probably the biggest Kylie Minogue fan in the world is a friend of mine. Her brother-in-law.
Which album?
Which album? If I had to pick one, I probably have to say Today Light Years.
Ooh,
But
okay. All right.
which actually factors into Sniper and Rook #12, but we'll go there some other time. Anyway, so her brother-in-law, not Kylie, my friend, her brother-in-law wrote and directed a movie about John DeLorean with the greatest car ever made, the DeLorean.
Yep.
And actually, Alec Baldwin, he's in the movie. I believe he plays, John DeLorean. So talk about like going from talking about like how you're saying he's doing the introduction to the classical music to yelling and screaming on the phone to total comedy, on 30 Rock to actually being like in a biographical movie about the man who designed the greatest car ever.
Let's not forget Shining Time Station. He did
I've never heard of that.
Thomas
No,
the
yeah,
Tank
me either.
Engine movie. Look it up.
Okay, will do. IMDb, here we come.
Shining Time Station.
Yeah, it was a Thomas the Tank Engine movie, and I only know it because my nephew was like obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, the internet says Alec Baldwin played John DeLorean in the Framing John DeLorean movie.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Because didn't another one come out too?
I'm not quite sure.
It's not a documentary, but it's interesting. I'm intrigued. I like motor vehicles, motorcycles, and cars. So, Ford versus Ferrari.
So good.
fantastic
Oh, I
movie.
need to see that. I really
Yeah,
want to see
same
that.
here. I want to
If
see
you
that.
like cars and a great story, oh man, it was good.
Yep.
So okay, who else has got somebody? Anybody that you just cannot stand and would not want sullying your project?
George Clooney cannot put him in anything we do.
Agreed.
Okay.
I think his
What's
His-
wrong with George Clooney?
his acting roles, he's typed out.
Oh, brother, where art thou? One of my
Yeah.
favorite movies ever.
He's
That
great,
is a good
and
one.
that movie is so great.
Yeah.
But now he's gotten to quasi Sean Connery level where
Yeah.
he just plays himself
Uh,
in every movie.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I wasn't a fan of his even going back to like the Give Me a Break days. If you remember, he
Huh.
was like the maintenance man. Like eventually, when Mrs. Garrett owned her own shop. Yeah, and then I know for a lot of people, the wheels fell off the wagon when it came to him as Batman. So with the bad credit card. Yeah.
He's
So,
great when he's outlandish now, but when he plays
Men Who Start Goats was fantastic.
himself, but yeah.
Which
yeah.
one, Tim?
Men Who Start Goats.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
After that, gone.
Well, his voice acting in Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love that movie. That's
That was good.
I've
Wes
not
Anderson.
seen that one.
Wes. Oh, you got if
But
you like Wes
He's
Anderson,
still
but
playing himself in that.
he really is. He's George Clooney as a fox in Fantastic Mr. Fox. Isle of Dogs. I need to rewatch. I started it too late and I fell asleep and I missed most of it. So I got to rewatch that one. So no George Clooney. Even George Clooney as George Washington. Rory.
Oh yeah, no way.
Okay. All right. We can catch.
I'd rather have Russell Crowe.
Wait. Russell Crowe. He's Gladiator, right?
Yes.
If I mix him up with 300.
Gerard Butler.
Oh, Gerard Butler.
Yes.
Yeah.
But isn't Russell Crowe like gigantic now for that movie that's like he's upset in
Yes.
traffic? What's it
Okay.
called?
Okay. So he might work. He might work.
Am I right? Isn't there a movie that just came out with him? Like he's in traffic and he's angry and he's like had enough. It's like Falling Down 2.
Is
or
it called
something.
Oh my God,
Traffic?
Falling Down was amazing.
It's not Falling Down 2 and it's not Stuck in Traffic. I don't know.
Those sounds like Disney movies.
It's
Falling Up
Maybe-
was that one?
Maybe if they still had like Touchstone Studios, but yeah, not Disney proper.
Russell Crowe has gained a lot of weight compared
Has he?
to his.
They all have. They all have. Except Tom Cruise and Nick Cage.
No, you broke the rules.
Oh.
I said no. You can't mention it. Yeah, Tom Cruise has not aged.
Tom Cruise looks great, and his action stuff is still great, and he does as many of his own stunts as he can. I really became much a stronger Cruise fan with the Mission Impossible movies. So when those things started hitting, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm good. So.
Another great montage is Tom Cruise running. Has anyone watched a
Yes.
a
Yes.
mashup of him running? He runs like this. in every movie. All right.
I got
anybody-
one. How
Come on,
about
Tommy.
for a Silverline book, one that we're coloring now, I believe, the Marauder. How about a young Mel beefed up Mel Gibson from Marauder?
That one?
But then do we not want him in the movie also? But he would make a perfect.
Yeah.
The visual on that is dead on, Tommy.
Because I remember back
we'll
in
get
the
Dolph
90s when they
Lundgren.
were working on that, I was like, oh, that's Mel Gibson.
Dolph
isn't it?
Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, another great
Or
voicemail.
Fabio.
Like
Yeah.
the phone message. Yikes! Those aren't safe for work.
Fabio's still working. He's still working.
Yikes! If we could jack up Mel Gibson. He was never though a beefy guy, right? He was like
No.
even in like Mad Max, he's kind of a scrawny kind of guy.
Yep.
All right, folks. Alex, sorry you've been drawing. You got your thumbs up there. Anything else? Any parting words before we part?
Oh, he worked on one. There you go. There's his thumbs up.
Yeah, I did. I made a new one. No, I'm good.
All right.
I
All right,
think I
so-
like movies too much to not want a certain actor.
I
in
know.
a
I
lead
mean,
role, so-
they're not. They're not actually acting right now. So we probably could get any of these people to make a movie because they're not actually doing anything at the moment.
With everything being said, if I could throw in one last thing, Scott.
Yeah.
Matt Lanter and Adrian Flicky and Sasha, if any of you are watching, call me, please. That'd be great. Thank you.
Scarjo.
Yeah, $10 an hour. Get Dunkin' Donuts.
Nick Cage, anybody? Come on, give John a call.
Yeah.
Pickle-less Nage. We'll get you on.
I'm waiting. It's gonna be 3:00 in the morning. I'm gonna be like hearing it at the door, and I'll be like, oh shit, it's Nick Cage. Come on in. Let's have a cup of coffee and get over it.
I want to play. I want to be somebody in your story. Come on, man.
No, yeah, John. No, no.
I'll pay you. I'll pay you money. I'll give you money to let me be in your story.
All right, folks. It's about time to say goodnight. We will tell everybody where to find us and find our work and follow us and support us. Before we go, thank you everyone for supporting Silverline. Thank you everyone for supporting our crowdfunding campaigns coming up in September. We've got 2 new titles, double feature on the way. And I'll say that once more before we go. But John, why don't you tell us where to find you and how people can follow you and support you?
You could find me on most likely Facebook, the easiest. Just look up John Medic III. I'm the only one out there. Also Beta 3 Comics on Facebook as well.
All right, Alex.
Similar to that, you can pretty much find me on all different social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, by just my name, Alex Gallimore. Most likely the only Alex Gallimore that does art, so it'll be pretty easy to find me. So.
All right, Mr. Rory Boyle. Mr. Rory, the social media enigma right now.
That's right. You can try and find me anywhere Royal Airships is at, but you probably better like finding me wherever Scott is at.
I'll let everybody know. All right, Tim TK.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Liker at TimTKWriter. I'm on TikTok at Tim Doesn't TikTok, and I'm here on Twitch at AgroBacon, where you can subscribe to me, and I'll be streaming some Destiny 2 later tonight. And as always, you can find me behind your local 7-Eleven doing kickflips.
As always. All right, Tommy Flormonte.
You spell Flormonte, Florimonte. Just type that in your browser thing, and it should pull me up. I'm on all. I'm on everything. So
they really should go with your other name that they suggested. It should be like Tommy Kablam. That could be like your rap.
Tommy Kablam.
That's just awesome.
Yep, that's right.
That sounded
Just,
great. Whoever came up with that tonight,
Tommy Kablam. Yep. Our InfernoStudios.com is where I do all my self-publishing stuff. Yeah, just look me up, Thomas Flormonte Jr. on pretty much everything, or nothing. It's up to you.
All or nothing. And I am Scott Wakefield, and my project right now is Steam Patriots. It is at Steam Patriots on Facebook and Instagram, and that's where you can find Mr. Rory Boyle as well. And of course, check out Silverline. Check out our titles, our previous titles and our upcoming titles, and keep an eye out for our crowdfunding campaigns. And while this lineup of guys is okay, you guys out there are great, and we couldn't do this without you. Thank you for your support.
Don't let them know. Let everybody know we're doing it on Sunday too. Remember, there's the other half of the group is going to be doing the same thing on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So don't forget about going.
The lesser half.
Yeah, we get the ball rolling, and then they collect it and then put it away.
They regurgitate. Sunday night. So there's a Sunday night stream, and there is a Monday night one-on-one that we're rolling.
Tries to do a. Did you see the one on? Yeah, I hope Roland's not watching. I didn't.
We love you, Roland.
That was a disaster.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, you know what you're supposed to say that on all these things. I always forget to say this. I've always wanted to say this. So if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up.
Yes.
And if you like it, and if you don't like us, give us 2 thumbs down. You see what that does, right? If you do
Oh,
two
that's
thumbs down, it
that's
flips
good. I
over.
like that. You're supposed to point like where they are. Give us a thumbs up and a like and a share. Hit the bell. Smash the thing and the.
That's right. That's the,
Is it
the
like
information
whack-a-mole?
down below. I hate when they say that. And then they always, and then the information's in the thing in the card.
Double
and they
tap
go, no,
Scott's
it's
face.
this side. No, it's this side. No, it's
Be
one
sure
of
to
the. It's this
subscribe
side.
and.
Yep. If you're on Twitch, please follow.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
right. Give us a follow. Give us a
And
follow.
share these videos are on the internet forever, so share them with your friends.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Remember,
Love
make
you
mine
guys.
Silverline
Make
and
mine Silverline.
good night.
Night night.